Many foreigners are interested in going to a Korean university with a scholarship thanks to the rise of the Korean pop culture. I have been personally asked about Korean government scholarships from my foreign friends as well. I can say a lot about scholarships as I received all the available scholarships throughout my public education, from elementary school to middle school to high school to university. And I didn't go to a private academy, Hagwon, like other Korean students. So my parents and I spent a bare minimum on my education. But my journey on receiving scholarships didn't just end at the education, rather to the extent to speaking English and other foreign languages. I went to Yonsei University, a member of the Sky Universities, which is considered one of the 3 most prestigious universities in Korea. And the university not only gave me the full scholarship for the 4 years for my entire studies at the university, but also funded my exchange program to the United States. And it played a crucial role for me to speak English, as you can see now. After that, I picked up Spanish, which I found very similar to English. So you can say that I would have never spoken English if I never received scholarship from my university, because I would have never thought about going to my exchange program to the United States. And I would have never spoken Spanish either, because I would have never spoken English. The thing is, at the point I entered Yonsei University, I was given a 4-year full scholarship in addition to the exchange program scholarship. So, if I go on an exchange program to any country, I would be benefited from the exchange program scholarship. But if I don't go, I wouldn't receive anything from the exchange program scholarship part. So that condition pushed me to prepare for my exchange program since when I was a freshman. And I am so grateful for the opportunity given to me, although I personally don't value education so much, nor at prestigious universities. It was actually easier for me to receive the full scholarship from the prestigious private university, Yonsei University, than my high school and middle school, although my high school was also a private boarding school. The reason why it was easier to receive the scholarship from my university is, in Korea, this is considered very important to be considered as a candidate for a scholarship. And this is about overcoming struggles and hardships in your life against the odds. And at my university, which is a private prestigious university, there were not many students who had to overcome struggles and hardships in their lives. There is a statistic submitted to the Korean National Assembly that half of my university's enrolled students were graduates of foreign language high schools and special purpose high schools, like prestigious private boarding schools. And lots of them already had experiences in studying abroad before even going to college. And half of the enrolled students are from the top 20% of household income in Korea. So it's no surprise that I received scholarship even easier than from my high school, middle school, and elementary school, because my college colleagues have never gone through financial struggles and hardships in their lives. So let me tell you my story on what struggles and hardships I have gone through. When I was 9, my family moved from a big home to a small home. And I didn't know the reason why we moved. But I didn't feel uncomfortable with the decreased size of my home. What I remember is my family kept getting phone calls and mails from debt collectors. And one day they actually came to my home to seize my family's furniture. A judge and government officers came to my home with the debt collectors and then went on a trial of a seizure of their furniture. My dad was at work, So there was only my mom witnessing this trial, and she was afraid of this trial so much because she had never experienced such trial in her life. Unfortunately, there were bad guys who take advantage of this opportunity to make the common people cry once again. They bid at a lower price for families' furniture at the auction, and they sell the furniture to the families at a higher price. And my mom was one of the easy victims, as she never had an experience in this. So they bought their furniture at a lower price at the trial auction and sold at a higher price to my mom. When she soon realized that she was deceived, my mom cried hard and called everyone she knew. In fact, she and my family had lost all contact with a relative after we got into financial trouble. But she found my aunt's number again and called her, crying, causing an uproar. When my dad came back home and heard the story, he was furious and called the bidder, insisting that he would sue the bidder. And guess what? The bidder was afraid of the lawsuit, and surprisingly, she sent the money back to my mom. Happy ending, right? Personally, I wasn't affected from this accident so much, as I was too young and I just accepted it as a normal thing. I thought it was just that. But I used the story here and there in my scholarship application forms, and it was a time when the storytelling trend had begun, and everyone was talking about storytelling in Korea. When I wrote this on my scholarship application form, the adults were very surprised about me overcoming the financial difficulties. So I was always confident that I would get the scholarship. But I myself didn't take it so seriously. To me, what was surprising was if I filed for bankruptcy, my debt would be discharged. Wow, is there a law like this? And then I thought it was still a warm world. Although I was so young and I still had no understanding in a joint stock company or a limited liability company. There can be other struggles and hardships, but what works best in Korean scholarship applications is financial difficulties, as a financial status is very important for Koreans. In one of my other videos, I also mentioned a different story I had to experience in middle school due to my financial circumstances. Now, school lunch is free in all Korean public education, but it wasn't free when I was going to school. So I was receiving a financial support for school lunch. One day, one of my friends approached me and asked me, "I heard that you received a financial support for your lunch. Is that true?" So I answered, "Yes, so what?" He replied, "If that's really true, why did you admit that as true?" It might be hard for foreigners to understand the context, so let me explain better. In Korea, it's a taboo to openly say your poor financial status, especially in schools where group thinking and social pressures are very common. So if I admit that I receive a financial support for my lunch, I would lower my reputation among my friends, and not only will I get new friends, but my current friends will avoid me for going out with me. So if I were really receiving a financial support for lunch, I should have denied the fact that I was receiving such financial support so that I could maintain my reputation and get along with my peer group. That's what he meant when he said, "If that's really true, why did you admit that as true?" Now you get it, right? So, because Koreans care about reputation so much, and it's so much an ashamed and humiliating thing to openly talk about their poor financial situations, And maybe partly because most Koreans don't need to go through such financial difficulties nowadays, as Koreans enjoy a high income level even among the world's richest nations. It's kind of something Koreans would admire, the fact that you went through such financial difficulties. There could be other struggles and hardships in one's life. Obviously, financial difficulties are not only struggles you can experience in your life, but what works best in Korea is this one: financial difficulties. And as I know that there are lots of students who struggle from difficult financial circumstances around the world, especially in developing countries and underdeveloped countries, you can use the same story like me. Although I grew up in a lower class family in Korea and I was always qualified for lower class family criteria for scholarships, I know that my story is actually nothing compared to those who are born and raised from poorer countries where it's common to see such financial difficulties. So don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged even if you are in such financial difficulties, and give it a shot for filing an application for scholarships in Korea, like Korean government scholarship, Korean university scholarships, and Korean high school scholarships. Who knows? You may get a scholarship and live your dream life in Korea. That's it for today. I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you in my next videos about my life as a Korean in Latin America. Take care.